Hello there, everybody. My name's Sue Crooks, and I am the passionate founder of LoveBiz Networking, where we have been connecting and encouraging and supporting women in business for over 10 years across the UK. And I'm delighted to have with us today one of our hosts, our invested hosts for LoveBiz Networking. We have the wonderful host for our core community. Would you like to introduce yourself, Julie?
Yeah, good morning, everybody, or afternoon, as the case may be. Morning. My name is Julie Cameron, and I am the proud host of the core group, which we are Solihull based in Birmingham. So that's me really. I absolutely love it, Sue.
Oh, brilliant. Well, we're going to learn a little bit more about you, Julie, because we've got some questions we want to ask. And the reason we're doing these interviews with our hosts is because we want to get to know you a bit more. And not just, your members getting to know you, but also our members and the communities across the UK. Let's tell them more about Julie Cameron. Brilliant. Life before LoveBiz. You did
Life
have
before
one.
LoveBiz. Oh wow, yes, I did have a life before LoveBiz. So my background is hospitality management. So I worked my way through, as many of us do, from that kind of Saturday job being a waitress, right the way through to general manager of a large 4-star hotel just outside Milton Keynes. Absolutely love it. People are my passion. I have worked across the UK from Aberdeen down to London. I studied hospitality management at university in Glasgow at Strathclyde University. And then I was very fortunate enough to secure a job working at Buckingham Palace for Her Majesty the Queen, where I purchased food for her and for the household and for the staff members within the household for about 2.5 years, and absolutely loved it. So when the Queen travelled with her. Yeah, when the Queen travels, we travelled with her. So I've been fortunate enough to stay at the likes of Balmoral and Sandringham, Windsor, Holyrood, and also Buckingham Palace. So a fantastic opportunity, and one that is definitely one to tell my grandkids and their grandkids all about. My little boy at the moment is. Obviously the Jubilee's been a massive part of it, so he was going into school telling everybody that mummy worked for the Queen, so it was very exciting. But my kind of journey changed slightly when I was due to get married. Hospitality is notoriously long hours. And although I loved that aspect of it, which sounds really daft, but I did, because you become so invested in events and the people and so on, that when I met my husband, he has always been a serial entrepreneur, has always owned his own business. And we had that moment where you decide, what is more important? Is it that work-life balance, or is it working 14 hours a day in hospitality? And he said, come and work for me at that point, to which I laughed at him and said, no, it's okay. We're about to get married. We're not going to go down the work of route, working together. But actually, I'm one for, let's give it a go. You things come across to you as, there's always a reason why something happens. So I always think there's always a reason. And him saying that, why wouldn't I give it a go? You never know, it might work out. And 13 years later, we're still working together. And he had his own business at the time. He was the sole distributor for the Taser stun gun within the UK. Phenomenal business. Had this dream, had this passion, this vision, like we all do in business. When we go into business for ourselves, the highs, the lows, you come across it all. And we decided to exit that business, and it was through the help of Action Coach that we were able to exit that business, with selling it for what we wanted to sell it for coming out of it with what we wanted. And then exiting that, we were deciding what we wanted to do with our lives. You're at that crossroads. Do I go south beach somewhere? Do I put my feet up drinking pina coladas? Gosh, now that does sound nice. but we decided that we had business coaching at the end of our journey. But what would happen if we'd had that start? And so our passion with business coaching kind of started with that, and we went into Action Coach. Action Coach, phenomenal company, and we purchased the franchise for the Solihull area approximately 3 years ago now. So I am a business growth specialist with Action Coach, as well as a very proud host for the core group for LoveBiz.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. What a journey. And you know what? Everything that you've gone through has really put you in good stead for life, with the business building, the experience of hospitality, because that's my background as well. And that's why we love to put on such perfect in-person events, don't we, Julie?
Yeah.
You know, we make sure the table's set correctly. We'll go round after the venue. Everything has to be smooth because that's our background. So we want to give our members and our guests a fantastic experience. And I think that will stay with us forever, won't it? But what a fantastic. And you joined LoveBiz a couple of years ago with your Action Coach business. What brought you to LoveBiz back then? What drew you in?
You're going to laugh at this one. So I wanted to go for lunch at the Ivy. There's twofold. It was really funny. That caught my eye because I think it's that hospitality kind of background. I was like, ooh, lush, want to go there. But also I loved the fact that when I was reading about it, because I was one of those that approached you, I believe, at the start, kind of, it was the words empowering and support. And like-minded. And I think one of the things about networking in particular is that you have to find your group. You have to find your home, as I always say. You have to find where you're comfortable, where you're supported, where you're, you feel at home. And it just resonated with me. Those words resonated with me. Plus the Ivy, I was onto a winner. So I came along, but I didn't come along to the Ivy because we went into lockdown. And so I went online.
And you joined us in lockdown on our wonderful online meetings, which have the themed breakout rooms, one-to-ones, introductions. We have had, haven't we, fantastic feedback for our online events, and we keep them structured. There's no shouting over each other, and they're with us to stay because people aren't traveling as much because of the cost of blooming petrol. Well, they're thinking of their time management. So, but we still love our in-person events, and it's great that you're holding an in-person event this month, and your Christmas events, and they're quarterly, so it's great people can see each other. But it's really interesting. We do get a lot of people wanting to come to the Ivy, and our Ivy events sell out every time we have an event, and we're sold out as well for this month. But it's really good. But we are quite fussy, aren't we, with our venues?
They have to be right. They have to. I think there's nothing worse than walking through the door of a venue and not feeling comfortable. You know, not feeling special, not feeling kind of that wow factor. And that just goes hand in hand with what LoveBiz is all about, because it's about looking after our members, and it's about looking after each other and supporting, and actually showing ourselves that we are worth going for a nice lunch, or we are worth going for coffee catch up, you know, and taking that time. Why can't you network in good surroundings?
Absolutely. And also for our guests who've never been before, we always welcome them. You'll never, ever at a LoveBiz event come into a room and stand there and think, holy moly, I don't know anyone in here, and freeze. You will be welcomed. You will be taken to a group of people, introduced. They will look after you. We'll make sure you move around. We'll make sure you sit with people who you need to sit with. So that's just one of the ethoses we have in LoveBiz. We always welcome people. I absolutely hate going to networking events where you walk through the door and there's no one there to greet you and you're just left to your own devices. So it's so good what we do. I've got a question here. How does being a LoveBiz host for Core help you with your co-joined Action Coach business? Do the both come together?
Oh my gosh, so well. Yes, because all of a sudden you have an audience, I suppose, in some respects. So the thing that I love about LoveBiz is also the supporting and empowering thing. Well, that goes hand in hand.
Mm.
These women are in business. They are in business. They may be just starting up. They maybe been in business for years. They maybe just wanting to come along to chat to other women in business. But if you can give them just that one tip, that one hint,
Mm.
that can help them in their
Mm.
business, then it's so like, wow. So for
Mm.
me, being able to do that adds to my credibility as a business coach.
Yeah.
So, and there, all of a sudden, networking is a big strategy of ours. It's a big
Mm.
lead generator and so on. So actually, the more people that I come across, the more people that see me, more relationship building, and business comes from relationships. People buy from people. So therefore, it works so hand in hand. So it really does. And we've had a lot of business from LoveBiz, but it's not necessarily about that. For me, the LoveBiz aspect is that I used to walk out the door feeling that I could conquer the world after a LoveBiz meeting. I did. It sounds really cheesy, and I'm full of cheese, but I did. And if I can make one of my members feel like I did, then job's done. Job's done.
Absolutely. And I still do that after 10 years. I always come out of an in-person or a Zoom meeting on such a high, even maybe if I've started the day not quite on such a high, because, we're human beings and we all have challenges and things going on in our lives. And sometimes I think, oh, do you know what? I'm hosting this event, but I could actually really do without it today. I've got this on and I've got family, I've got that, and it's just crazy. But I always come away, as I say, even after 10 years, thinking, God, that was good. And we're the ones who are running around or that panic when someone loses Wi-Fi on changing one-to-one breakout rooms and you're all
Yeah.
come back looking special. But yeah, it's just incredible, and I feel exactly the same. And I love it when members come back and say, God, I love a motivational Monday, or it's just fantastic. Have you developed any other skills, do you think? I know you've got so many skills, Julie, but do you think by hosting the LoveBiz events and being the host for the community for CORE, do you think you've developed any other skills? Has that helped you in any way?
Yeah, it has. It has. I think, you always have a certain skill set, to have the ability to sit here or to stand in front of a group of women and lead the group. Have a certain set of skills anyway. But actually, I would say my confidence has grown. My organizational skills has increased. My preparation, what I have to do, my technical skills too, are still learning. But I'm one of those people that every day is a bit of a school day. And so therefore you're learning from the experiences, no matter when. You could be 10 years down the line, but there's always something new to learn. There's always something to relearn or re-educate yourself with. And it's also the women that are in your group as well. You're learning from them because they're all different. They've all got skills. So I have the pleasure. I mean, I always say it's a pleasure because it is. Core Group is a pleasure to host. They really are. They're a beautiful group of women that have different skill sets, and I'm learning from them as I go along, and I hope that they're learning from me as well.
Oh, that is just amazing. And I feel exactly the same. I know there's some members who've really helped me with not necessarily business things, but also health, well-being and things like that. There's so much how we can all support each other. Just because we're hosts doesn't mean to say we're not going to feed from other people's motivators. It's fantastic. So you're building a community in the Solihull area with the CORE community. Have you brought any members together? Have you got any stories where you've got two members to collaborate or work together, or even you and another member working together and collaborating?
Yeah, I think one that always sticks in mind is really right at the very start when I took over from CORE. Got two members, a social media expert and also a lady that just shied away from social media. And honestly, they knew each other from, I believe, school days and hadn't reconnected. And so then connected again because I brought this member along, and she helps her. She absolutely helps her. So she's nailing the social media. She's always on there. Yes, there's more to learn, but actually watching that friendship reform is just lovely.
Brilliant.
I
Brilliant.
just love it. I just
Did
love
you
it.
want
And
to
there's
mention
more.
who they were? Please do
Home
mention the
Step.
names if you want.
Yeah, no, so it's Rachel McGillian Fee from Isel Digital and Larissa Gray from Soul Space. You know, so you've got Larissa, who wasn't on social media, didn't know how to do Instagram and things like that. She won't mind me saying it. And she'll probably still say it now. And she worked with Rachel, and you see her all over now, and she's working at it, and she's working hard, and she always refers back to Rachel, like, how do I do this? And Rachel's done some business insights on it, on Instagram and Reels and so on and so forth. So expanding that knowledge out to the rest of the group, and the ladies are living it, because technology moves so quickly, doesn't it, at the end of the day? So.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, all the time. I mean, Facebook's changing now. I've got half my pages on the new style and half my pages on the old style, and it's like, but that is fantastic. And I have to say, Larissa, I've known Larissa for a few years, and to see her shining on social media is so good to see. So we're seeing what she's doing. We're seeing her story. It's so, so good. So ladies, if you're watching this, both of you, and we've got Rachel doing a workshop for our members early next year, which is fantastic.
She's
so that's
looking
great.
Yeah,
so we've just got a few more minutes to chat, Julie, but I'm going to ask you a question. What's next for Core LoveBiz Networking? What have you got planned?
So, oh gosh, events wise, we have our in-person lunch this September. We then back online in October, and then we have our lovely Christmas lunch in November, because we meet the third Wednesday of the month.
Yeah.
So the third Wednesday of December is about the 22nd of December. So I thought it was a bit fine, but then.
Close.
Yeah, just a little bit close, because we have to. One thing that I love about LoveBiz is obviously we're women in business, but we're also women, and we have other commitments as well, whether that's family, whether that's home life, etc. So we appreciate that Wednesday probably wouldn't be a good Wednesday for a lot of women out there.
I've only started my Christmas break by the 22nd. Don't know about you. We work so hard. It's about the only time of year where I know I can have some clear time off. But like you'll be doing something in the background. I tend to get lots of admin done over Christmas, in between Christmas movies, jigsaws and snowballs. But we have to start Christmas early when you've got events, and we've started to promote your Christmas event. If you're watching this, by the way, early next year, you'll wonder what we're talking about. But Julie's Christmas event's already online to book, and it's great, but you have to start early.
You do. And then I took over the Core hosting in January of this year. So it'll be my first anniversary in January. So I'm thinking a bit of a party, But my ultimate aim for Core is to grow it. Okay, we're currently sitting, I think, about 18 members, and I want at least 25. I'm greedy. I want more. So, because we offer so much to the women in business in the Solihull area, and also beyond, because you're connected by Zoom, so there's no challenges with location and stuff. We say we're Solihull, and beyond the rest of the UK. So my aim is to grow that to 25. That's my goal. I'm a big goal planner, as you know, goal setter. Yeah. So that's my aim, at least.
You've got to have goals.
Got to. At the end of the day, this is a business. And it's a viable business, and it's a profitable business. So you have to have those goals to grow. So,
and I think people sometimes, with LoveBiz networking, it's really interesting you say that, because we have conversations sometimes with people, members or guests, and then we're not a charity. We have to, as business women, yes, we have conjoined businesses, but we are a business at the end of the day. We run it as a business. We have GDPR policies. We have social responsibility policies. We have licenses left, right, and centre, because we do everything right. And we are a business. And I think sometimes people do forget that just because we're a networking event or we're supporting women, we're not a charity and we're not a social enterprise. And we are a business, but our love and our passion is encouraging other business women.
Absolutely.
Julie Cameron, You are a Wonder Woman. I thank you so much for your time. And if you are watching this video and you want to be a Julie Cameron and you want to host an area in another part of the UK, contact me. You've got to have a little bit about you, but we are also here to help you develop your skills. So Julie Cameron, thank you so much for your time. I wish you all the best with your goals for CORE, and we will see you very, very soon. Bye for now.
Thank you, Sue. Bye.